What is going on? I'm zmoT. Today is, I believe it is a War Factory day, so we're going to get into the War Factory in a second. We're going to do that with no statues boosted. I just had a question come in, which is, what is boost? Boost is when you click this powder button on your statue. Super simple stuff that I've never elaborated on. I assumed it was known. How you get more powder is just by grinding through all of the stones. 7 fragments turn into 1 shard. 7 shards turn into 1 crystal. 7 crystals turn into 7 power powder. Let's hear someone say power powder 10 times fast. She sells seashells by the seashore. Let's get into this, and we're going to hit Miss Gearhart. Hopefully something interesting. These back shields we're just going to ignore. There's a laser and a shock blaster and a rocket launcher. Don't want to go anywhere near any of that junk, but we will go to the right maybe and get rid of some of this stuff. We're going to use... Anyways, let's just get into it. So we're going to start out by getting rid of these shock launchers. Might be a problem as they're probably going to shock all of these cannons, but we might as well try it. This Doom cannon will not reach either of them. Going to be a bit of a problem in that regard. Let's just see if we can actually hack that shock launcher or not. Sorry if that throat clearing ended up ruining your ears. If so, I'm very sorry. Let's get the hack out. Do not need to use a flare in this instance because it's the closest building. So thankfully, the shock launcher looks like it's going to hack mostly the supply boxes, so we should be able to get back there. I'm going to gap smoke here because we hopefully can. Barely. I think we managed to use, 3 smokes for all of this, so not really. Could have avoided that gap. If you look and see where she's going to stand next to that supply chest, you can plan yours a little bit better than I did. Shock launcher, shocking supply chests, thankfully. Why? I don't know, but at least it did, which is good. Now, the rest of our GBE, we need to get rid of some things. I'm going to focus on the lasers because everyone and their sister hates lasers. Again, number one feedback I get from people who watch these videos is that lasers wreck their squishy troop attacks. So we managed to get rid of 2 shock launchers and almost a laser with 1 simple hit and no troops. I don't have endless reserves instant training on this account, so we're going to keep going and try and do this without too much difficulty or troops lost. Excuse me, frog in my throat. Just got back from the dentist, had a superficial filling done. I don't know if that's the right word or not, but I chipped my front tooth when I was like 8 years old, and so I had to get... thing fell off, had to get it redone, so I didn't have to get frozen, but I feel like my mouth is crazy dry as a result, so sorry, I hadn't talked until right now, and I just am totally and completely unable to use my voice right now without sounding like I have a complete frog in my throat and it being like almost choking me, so my apologies. Should have planned this video a little bit better. We're going to do the low level, then we'll try and come in with a high level account after we're done this one, but for right now, we're just getting rid of lasers. That's step number 1. Step number 2, we're going to get rid of that Doom Cannon right there. And actually, you know what? Let's just see if we can get rid of this Doom Cannon, just to try and keep it as simple as we absolutely can. If we don't only have to do 1 shock, life gets a lot easier, and we have tons of GBE left. So look at that. We've gotten rid of all the shock launchers, all the lasers, and we just have this 1 Doom Cannon left over. So we're going to drop all of our troops right into here, hopefully avoid getting hit by that Doom Cannon. So far, so good. Now we're going to come right into here, and we should be in good shape. Now I'm going to click the flare on the Doom Cannon. I'm going to click the button on the universal remote. Why, you ask? Why not? That's all it really comes down to. And now we're just going to keep hacking things. Those hacked defenses are going to keep our troops alive a little bit longer as Everspark makes some critters. And now let's run away back into here. And hopefully we can use some GBE on this mortar right in here, because those mortars are going to be a bit painful, even with going right. And so we're going to farm a little bit of extra GBE. And our GBE already is fairly expensive. The fact that it's 11 for an artillery means that I'm probably going to quit as soon as all of these critters die. So we're just going to try to get rid of those mortars that are going to be in range and are going to be a bit of a pain. So we got a couple critters left. A couple critters have gone off to the right, which is not super useful, but we are still gaining and we're still farming GBE and not losing any troops thanks to those wonderful critters. Let's press the hack button just so we can get into these shield gens, let our critters get a bit of a break, and hopefully get into some useful areas. Again, getting rid of these mortars is, once we get through all of those sniper towers, which is going to be a bit painful as well, we're going to run into those mortars. So trying to farm some GBE, just walking forward. I don't think we've lost a heck of a lot of troops, thankfully. And once that last cannon goes down, I'm going to retreat. So probably should have left... What I probably should have done is let at least one boat worth of troops die, because I'm going to swap them out and bring in some rifles now, because rifles are going to be very, very helpful. So far we've lost 12 zookas. Not bad, especially considering just how low level we are. Now we're going to pick the boat with the longest load time, this one right here. We're going to swap it out for rifles. And then this one over here has a bunch of time, so we're going to swap it out for rifles. If you're wondering why I'm bringing rifles, it just gives us twice as many things to get shot in the face, which that's all rifles are good for. Like, yes, they can do some damage, they are somewhat useful, but in this instance, all we want them to do is stand out front and get shot in the face. So our zookas are going to bring the power, bring the rain, bring the whatever you want to call them bringing, and the rifles are going to bring the faces. Like, just get shot square in the face. Let's go. Now, I'm going to keep as many sniper towers shocked as I can, because sniper towers shoot like once every 1.5, 1.6 seconds like that, something like that, and they will just melt all of your rifles, all of your zookas, all of your critters. So trying to keep those sniper towers shocked. Don't worry about boom cannons. Boom cannons are not a problem. They shoot like once every 3 seconds, so not a big deal whatsoever. We've got a bunch of critters out front, so we're going to shock these ones down in here and just keep walking forwards. That's all we're up to right here. We're gaining a ton of GBE, as you can see here. Now we just got to shock the flamethrowers, because obviously critters have rifles have a little bit shorter range than flamethrowers do. We're also losing some troops off the top there, but not a huge concern. We're just walking right into the wheelhouse of this base, and we should be good. Just need to get rid of a couple more sniper towers. Now, we do have Everspark in reserve, which is going to be very, very helpful in about 3 seconds or so. What I'm going to do is wait until we get into a spot where our troops don't want to walk anywhere further forward right about now, and we're going to hack that sniper tower. Not the sniper tower I was thinking was going to get hacked, but now we can get one more, and that should help us set up our nice little free snipe. We're going to back up a little bit, and now we should be golden. So, have not lost very many troops whatsoever, have made a very, very difficult war factory look very, very easy, with tribes that are doing absolutely nothing for us. These tribes are super, super uninspired and extremely boring, but I guess you have to have bad tribes and bad trades once in a while in order to realize just how good we had zooka damage, so can't really complain all that much. I mean, the long flare is kind of nice, so let me know what you think about these tribes, if you've been enjoying them, if you hate them, if they're just not fun, or what. I still want to see, like, Everspark ability cost reduction tribe, or something new on the tribes front. I'd also like to see some new War Factory layouts, obviously, but hopefully this one helped you on your low levels. This is an HQ18 XP46 War Factory with very, very few troops lost, and if you had the patience to wait for your rifles to load, it wouldn't cost any rifles or diamonds, and we managed to do it in 4 easy attacks. So hopefully that helped you. As you can see here, we've only got level 12 rifles, level 18 zookas. I'm going to quickly switch accounts. We'll come back and try and figure something new and exciting out. I'll be back in just 2 seconds. Now, here, so I used to have instant training on 3 accounts. I now only have it on 1. Read into that as you may, but So with this account, we do have zookas loaded. I'm just going to have to try to solo it. I don't know if that's even possible. I kind of assume it's not, but we'll just give it a shot and see how that goes. I don't see any way that we can... How much health is on this? So we got 2.5 million health and just sniper towers all around. Ignoring the laser and the shock blasters and stuff, those sniper towers are going to eat all of my troops before I can do 2.5 million damage. So we're going to have to do something... I don't even know. We're going to bring Bullet. We'll try and do some taunting or something, and we'll just see it. You know what? What can we do? Let's go to the left, to the left, and see if there's anything that can be done from the left-hand side. Maybe if we get all these shields up here, something will magically open up and it'll be amazing. Don't need to smoke the shore, which is a nice little bonus. And then, yeah, this is going to be interesting, to say the least. So we're going to avoid a bunch of these mines by throwing in artillery. Please don't throw critters to clear mines. If you throw critters to clear mines, you lose the delay. And the delay is just so important in this game. If you don't know what the delay is, please ask in the comments, because it is a completely super required / important part of this game that a lot of people overlook. And if you don't have the delay, you don't got nothing. So, super important. Now, and every time I say the word delay, I tend to lose it. As you can see there, that laser turned to the left, and as soon as it did, we lost the delay. So you can see some buildings you can tell when you lost the delay, some buildings you can't. The laser is one of those ones that you can definitely see when you have lost it. So I'm going to sit right in here. I'm going to flare back. I'm going to use a whole bunch of flares, actually. And we're going to shock somewhere in this neighborhood and taunt. And the taunt is hopefully going to draw a whole bunch of fire from everything around me. And we just need to shock the things that are not near us, essentially. Hopefully being able to clear all sorts of this stuff without getting wrecked by all of the things that are not in Bullet's range. So... is there a reason to go up here? Not really, but I really do enjoy using taunt, getting practice with Bullet, drawing some fire, and hopefully we can keep walking forwards. Bullet should soon get into the range of those machine guns, hopefully. Probably going to have to use one more shock, though, which is going to be a bit painful. So, clearing all of the back shields, I should probably... You know what we're going to do? We're going to retreat back into here, because we have all of the shields, and I definitely don't... There's still probably somewhere in the neighborhood of like 1.1 million damage on those shields alone. So we're just going to retreat. And as soon as we get into here, I'm going to retreat and hopefully come over here and take those shields just for something slightly different. And my troops are going to run all over those mines. Watch this. Splat. Managed to save a total of 4 zookas. Not awesome. But we got the back shields, so maybe something can be said about that. Now while we wait for our troops to load, let's use all of our GBE on these front shields. See if we can't just take this down using the troops that we have available to us. Pretty unlikely, but it would be fairly heroic if we could, so let's give that a shot. I'm going to clear these mines right in here. I said never to clear mines with critters, but we're not going to drop troops. We don't care about the delay, so don't. People who talk in absolutes tend to get burned, as you saw there. So let's drop Bullet right up to here. He can hopefully clear those last 2 mines on his own. If the shock blaster stops firing, hopefully he can move over, clear that mine, and Bullet has done something useful for us. So now we try and take down the core with a total of 8 zookas, unless we've got some new joiners to our landing crafts in the last little bit. We have a total of 8 zookas. How much health is on that core? I think the chances of us taking this down are very slim. We won't get burned from the backside, thankfully. So all we need to do is somehow take this down with 8 zookas. Somehow managed to get somewhat entertaining out of this. Let's see if there's a mine there. Yes, there is. So we need to clear these mines right in here. And then we're going to go like this into this corner. As you saw, we don't have to smoke the shore. Probably didn't need to use a flare there for the side drop with only 4 boats of zookas, but whatever. Let's get Bullet out front. We're going to keep the delay this time, please. No, we didn't. See that shock blaster just turned. Every time I say the word delay, I am absolutely doomed. Now, we're going to shock Bullet right about there, and we're going to go here to here, and we're going to flare our troops back into here. Probably that flare is a little bit too far backwards, but let's shock this laser and hopefully not get burnt from behind by the flamethrowers. Yes, of course we're getting burnt from behind by the flamethrowers. So there goes our attempt at that. Let's throw all of our remaining GBE on the core in the hopes that maybe something magical happens. Womp, 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 womp. So not a perfect spot. And then the problem with where I shocked Bullet as well is the laser would have shot right through his face. Well, how many attacks do we have left? We have 2 attacks. Let's get 1 boat of zookas for 21 diamonds. Let's use 2 boats. Let's use 2 boats. Just trying to figure out how the heck we can take this down without spending 4 billion diamonds. And when you use 2 boats, you do not need to use a flare at all to get your troops where you want them. So let's get them walking. Hopefully we can take this down with our last remaining 2 boats. We have 1 more attack, obviously, but I'd really, really prefer not to spend more diamonds on War Factory. Let me know how you take this down, if you go to the top shields or not, or if you do save the core. If anyone is still doing save the core, please, please do let me know. I love to hear about save the core-isms. Oh, wait, did I forget to shock something? Looks like I completely forgot to shock something and just got absolutely wrecked. What ruined my troops? I really don't know, but they were there a second ago. And now they're gone, and that's the beauty of squishy troops. So let's have 1 more look, see what the heck killed all our troops, and see if we can't make that slightly better. Drop, not bad. Walk, not bad. And what killed all of our troops? So throwing critters, always risky. Wow. So I forgot to shock the machine guns. Or no, I threw all critters. I threw no shocks, that's why. So I tried to throw shock critters and then shocks, and all I threw was... That was not super awesome. So let's try and actually throw some critters this time. That was not good at all. We're going to use... Oh, here's the problem. We've got 1 zooka in a couple of our boats, which is going to cause us problems if we actually drop them. So I'm going to go like so. 1, 2, and 3. And here we go. Let's try to actually use some shocks this time. There's nothing worse than doing that on an actual operation attack where you think you threw critters, but you just threw like 5 flares, or you think you threw shocks, but you throw critters like I just did. We're going to avoid the whole critter thing mostly, and I'm going to go throw shock, and more critters. Come on, 2 boats of zookas, let's go. Can we do it? Yeah, I think so. Boom. So 2 boats of zookas taking down the core to save a couple diamonds. Did we save any diamonds? Maybe, because we only diamond 4 boats instead of 8. But overall, just hideous. I like the back thing though. Go for that. Go for those back shields. Get it with taunt. It's great practice for operation hits and PvP and all that sort of stuff. So the rewards this week were, what do we got? We got some of those things and some of the nothings. Pretty weak rewards, I think. Like, I guess that all that stone's pretty great for low levels, but for high levels, yeah. Only getting... What's that? Actually, there we go. We got 5 parts. Anyways, that's it for me. I'm zmoT. As always, thanks for coming in. If you have requests or ideas or anything Boom Beach related questions, please do hit me up in the comments. Otherwise, I shall talk to you sometime in the next video. Thanks for coming in. I'm zmoT. Peace!